Good afternoon. I'm Carolyn Jones, Market President and Publisher of the Boston Business Journal, and I'm joined today by Scott Hotham, the Senior Vice President of Customer Solutions at Barrett Distribution Centers. One of Boston Business Journal's 50 fastest growing companies, Barrett Distribution designs, builds, and implements supply chain solutions that exceed their customer goals and requirements. Scott, welcome. It's great to be chatting with you today.
Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate being here.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to learning more about Barrett and the work that you're doing there. So I wonder, can you start off by telling us a little bit about Barrett Distribution Centers and the work that you do?
Sure. So Barrett Distributions we're based in Franklin, Massachusetts. Third generation company that was founded in 1941 in a single warehouse in Methuen, Massachusetts, servicing the textile business. And then, over the preceding 80 years, we've grown where we operate 24 facilities in 8 different states, servicing customers and high growth brands in apparel and footwear, in health and beauty care, and consumer products and consumer electronics. And we really developed a core competency in servicing direct to consumer businesses as well. So it's been quite a journey over the past 8 decades.
That is terrific. So, Scott, I wonder, from your perspective, what do you believe sets Barrett Distribution apart from other companies in the same industry?
Yeah, it's a great question because we get that question a lot from customers that we work with, and sort of how we differentiate ourselves. And our competitors all have warehouses and material handling equipment and warehouse management systems and the rest. But I think what really sets us apart is really the commitment of our employees. We spend a lot of time as we recruit new people to come into the company to make sure they're really a good cultural fit. And Barrett is in a service business, so it's really important that people that come to work for Barrett are customer friendly and respond to customers in the appropriate way. But more importantly, like, we want customers that really want to engage with us. So, I mean, our most successful engagements with customers, some of which go back many decades, are those customers that really want to engage at a deep level and work with Barrett on ways to help them improve their business. And that's really where we've been able to set ourselves apart. We're definitely not a company that thrives in a transactional environment. We really try to be a trusted advisor and trusted partner to our customers, and work with them to help them improve their business.
That's great. Obviously, Barrett is a family business. And you, as part of sort of the second family, I guess, you've helped the company achieve substantial growth. I wonder if you can share a little bit about how you partner with the Barretts in that way.
Yeah, so I've been with the company for about 12 years now, and we've been growing at a consistent rate of 15 to 20% year over year. And it's and I've worked for large global 3PL companies, publicly traded companies, and I really thrive more so in the what I would say kind of private environment, privately owned environment, where between Arthur and Tim Barrett, who are very engaged in the day-to-day business. We reinvest millions of dollars back into the business every year. They're both very commercially minded. So from a growth perspective, not every company, I think, is able to sustain growth over 3 generations. That's very rare. I think you're probably less than 5% of companies would sort of make it to the 3rd generation, and those that continue to grow at the pace that we are growing with is very unique. So as the leader of the sales and marketing team and the commercial team, it's incredibly important that I have the support and backing of the owners of the business to reinvest in new facilities, to continue to hire people, to invest in technology, so that we have kind of the best solution and technology offering to keep us competitive in the marketplace, because we do compete with companies that are much larger than us. So it's really important that we can deliver on the solutions that kind of can help us continue to grow the business in the way that we have over the past many decades.
Yeah, and the growth you've had, and as you said, compared to many other much larger companies, the growth you've had is truly impressive. So let's talk a little bit about innovation. I know that's really important to Barrett both now and into the future. So talk a little bit about how do you foster innovation and creativity within your team?
Yeah, we and some of this started before COVID, but when I think back about those 2 years or so during COVID, it was horrible in a lot of ways. It was really good for our business. So for a company that was deemed as part of the essential services, our e-commerce business and volumes exploded during that time. And as you can also imagine, it was very difficult with labor in the warehouse environment. So we really started at that point to kind of pivot and looking for more ways we could deploy technology in our warehouses to support the existing staff, but also to kind of help us improve productivity, increase throughput, and we've built out our solutions design and engineering team. So they're constantly evaluating new technologies in the marketplace, ways we can deploy that for with existing customers, but more importantly, as we're proposing and creating proposals for new business, deploying technologies, so whether it's robotics or automated picking solutions for new customers has really helped, I think, differentiate ourselves, and that investment continues to pay off. I mean, we see increased levels of efficiency and productivity, and we still continue to hire hundreds of people a year that use this technology to service our customers and really improve service levels and service time. So the focus for us really going forward over the next 5 to 10 years will just be to introduce new and innovative technologies in our facilities to help improve our business, make us more profitable, but to improve the service for our own customers.
That's terrific. That's so important, especially as we move forward, in both helping companies do business better, but then also just helping the company grow itself.
Yep.
That's excellent. So I wonder, I know perhaps maybe you can't talk about specific clients, but I wonder if you can share with us some of the success stories that have really shown how Barrett services, have a significant impact on a client business. Maybe just share some general industry stories to tell
Sure.
us a little bit about the work that you do and how that impacts the growth of your customers.
Yeah, I think where we really have excelled over the past several years is working with high growth brands. And some of these brands are true startups, really just coming to us because they've created a business model, they've maybe achieved some funding, they're ready to launch a product, but they don't know anything about warehousing, distribution, and transportation services. So they need somebody that can provide a solid foundation while they can focus on product innovation, sales and marketing, and really growing the brand. And Boston, the greater Boston area, there's a ton of innovation that happens in this part of the country. So many of these brands that we've helped launch, were in the footwear space. In other areas of the country, it was more focused on apparel or health and beauty care. But I think culturally, we're a very entrepreneurial company, and we really incentivize our employees to service these smaller brands and smaller companies just like we would our largest customers. So they all get the same levels of attention. But from a leadership perspective, the fact that we are entrepreneurial, we tend to relate really, really well to founders and other senior executives at some of these startup brands. So we might take more of a chance on those brands than maybe our competitors would, because they don't have demonstrated maybe volumes yet, or demonstrated sales. But there are many examples where we've taken what we might call an incubator brand that might be doing less than $1 million in sales in the first year, and we've helped them grow and scale to 50 or $100 million, and they've been able to stay with us because we have a national network. We use modern technology, and they can really then rely on us and stick with us for the long term, and not have to maybe go to another company as they get bigger and larger. So those are really the kind of relationships that we love, because we really feel like we're adding value every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they become family too, part of the
They really
family
do.
business.
Yeah,
It's really also great helping those startup businesses then and watching them grow larger and larger. That's got to be really rewarding.
it really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Scott, I wonder if you can share what are some of the key lessons that you learned during your time at Barrett?
Yeah, I think and there's no one right answer to this, but I think, the root of I think much of our success, but also, when I've seen problems arise is just related to poor communication, overall. And we really stress with our line level staff what we would call sort of a one call resolution. And that just means, really engaging with the customer and, making sure that, we're on the same level, we're kind of communicating, whether we're talking through a particular question or problem. I think we've all become very reliant on email, and sometimes things get misinterpreted into an email, and just, pick up the phone and talk to that person and figure out exactly what they need and what they want. And then we can kind of react quickly and deal with the problem. But where I've, just sort of overall lesson learned is just proactive communication, and overall, just really listening, because I think that, often, we don't appreciate where the customer is coming from. And part of my job is to really be the voice of the customer internally within our organization, and really try to convey what's important to the customer, and whether that, is, increasing levels of shipping orders the same day we get them, and making sure, our inventory is accurate, and that our customer service team are responding, quickly. And everyone should always remember that there's a customer on the other end of the phone, there's a customer on the other end of that email. And in our world, we're the last person to touch that box before it goes out the door and it arrives at a consumer's home. So it's very important that, as we do that, people really think about the end consumer in mind, because that's as much of a reflection on our customer's brand as it is on Barrett. So we always want to make sure that's a good customer experience, every single day.
That's really interesting perspective. I like the one call resolution, because we do oftentimes not react so quickly. But also, I think that's really a testament to the success of Barrett, to, as you say, being a distribution center. It isn't, you are the last touch of that customer's product. So in essence, you become an extension of the customer. So that reflects on your staff and why they do such excellent work, truly.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Scott, you've shared so much great information with us today, and I know that we have just scratched the surface, and I think we look forward perhaps to some future episodes where we'll talk with the Barrett brothers as well. We'll let folks know how to reach you, email,
Sure.
LinkedIn, et cetera. Any other ways people can connect with you or the Barrett company to get personalized assistance that you can think of?
Yeah, I think, Carolyn, you're going to give my contact information. I'm happy to talk to anybody with any questions they may have. Our website is barrettdistribution.com, and you can obviously find us on the web there. Our offices are out in Franklin, Massachusetts. So for those of you in the New England area, we're right around the corner, and would be happy to chat with anybody at any time. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been really fun learning more about Barrett, but also learning more about you and the success that you have helped bring to them. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Carolyn. It's great talking to you.
You too.